But every time I sparred someone,
Right.
Sensei Benny would turn around to me and say, watch for his left leg. He's a right punch. He's punchy. His right hand. His right hand control. Everything is on his right hand. Watch this, or this guy's going to take you down. He's a grappler. And I'm thinking, sir, you don't know this guy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've heard you in and out of the dojo, or I've heard stories, not just you,
Yeah.
about your 50th birthday and Sensei Benny.
Right.
How did that come about? And tell the story for people that don't know outside the dojo.
Well, I had this crazy idea that I'm going to celebrate my 50th by sparring 50 people. Now, remember, this is more of a not real fighting. This is, more of a, symbolic thing for sparring, Anyway, so I got Sensei Benny. Sensei Benny said, I'll be the ref, and I'll do the last round with you, round 50th. So I had many experiences that day.
Right.
I got physically hurt. I broke a couple fingers, couple ribs. My nose got broken because a couple people were kind of hard, which I expected.
Wait, I'm sorry. 50?
50.
For 50 years. Okay.
Yeah,
I just took a second. I was picturing Sensei Benny standing there reffing, and all of a sudden it dawned on me there's 50 people standing.
Yeah, so there's 50 people. So I did them for a minute each. I was going to do 2 minutes, but thanks to my Dave Kovar, my friend, where I actually got the idea from. He was like, dude, you're not going to last 2 minutes, 50 rounds. Do 1 minute. So thank God I listened to him. Anyway, but so here's the biggest takeaway. And this is where Sensei Benny comes in, is that he was the ref for me sparring 50 different people. Now, out of the 50 people, he probably personally knew maybe 6 of them, 7 of them, because the rest were students, friends, whatever. But, I mean, I did have some big names that I sparred with. But every time I sparred someone,
Right.
Sensei Benny would turn around to me and say, watch for his left leg. He's a right punch. He's punchy. His right hand. His right hand control. Everything is on his right hand. Watch this, or this guy's going to take you down. He's a grappler. And I'm thinking, sir, you don't know this guy. So, and he was 9 out of 10 correct for almost every person. So the whole thing finishes.
And he doesn't know these people.
No, he doesn't know these people. So I'm thinking to myself, whatever. A week after the whole thing, and I have the whole thing documented. I have videos of every one of them. And I have a video of him talking to me. So I went to him a week later, and I said, Sensei, I got to ask you this. Like, how the heck did you know? And he said, I watched the way they get in the ring. Which hand goes first, which foot goes first, and most men will do their favorite techniques in their warm-up. So if they're coming up, they go, do whatever. They do their favorite technique first, their dominant side. True. So for him, in a split of a second, he would size the person from their stance, the way they stood, the way they walked into the ring. He would have them figured out. And for me, I was like, are you serious? Like, I can't even, I never even thought about. And that's where it brought to me how his mind work.
Right.
You stand in front of him just by weight distribution. He knows which leg is going to be able to kick, or distance.
Yes.
That's one of the biggest things with him. Yeah. What he calls his lenses. And he just knew.
Right.
And talk about understanding and listening to someone by body language,
right.
Not talking or doing anything. And that was one of the greatest things that I learned from that day. Yeah. Because for a week I was sore and all this stuff, but after he talked about that, I'm like, oh my God. Right. And I learned when I faced an opponent, for a split of a second, try to do that by myself. Oh, this guy's, whatever, right leg back, left leg forward, the weight distribution, the way he brings his hands up, or the way he bends his knees, But I tell you, he was right in every one of them. And the other one was, I think we were in round 23, 24. And he was like, okay, Fari, was you ready? And I say, yes, sir. What, round 23. He goes, nope, round 1. And I said, so after a few of them, I'm like, Sensei, this is like 31 or 32. He goes, nope, round 1. And I said, what do you mean? So he goes round 1 for them.
Yes, so true.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like that, I think by round 33, 34, I got my second wind.
Right.
Because every time we went with somebody else, I thought, round 1.
That's a great way to
It's
think about
round
it.
1 for them. So it really taught me about mindset. Because I never fought in the ring. I've never had that experience. I don't know what that's like, you know.
Right.
But having him coach me and tell me what that's like to be in there was, I mean, there's no value into that.
I think it ties in at the highest level with Sensei Benny and what you were doing with the stuff we always talk about, which is awareness,
Yeah.
preparation,
Right.
win the fight before the fight, you know, and I that's what I take out of that. But he was at such a level here. More
Oh,
than-
yeah.
not just say, but to me, outside in the streets or something in martial arts, we talk about awareness. If we're walking on this side of the street and something doesn't feel right, you move to the other side of the street.
Exactly.
You're fixing the problem before the problem, and he's doing that in a real life situation.
Yeah, yeah. So that was my biggest takeaway from that day, and the fact that I would never do that again.
So good.
Yeah.